All right. First of all, I hope Pavi is okay. The quarterback, what a fantastic player he is. Number one key for us going into this game was to affect the quarterback, and he makes it really, really hard. He's just a really, really good football player, and hope he is okay. Can I get some water, please? Really good. Anybody? Someone? Locker room, please. Sorry. It's usually some up here. But I hope he is okay. Really, really proud of thank you, Steve. Really, really proud of our football team to come into this stadium. This ain't an easy place to play for a lot of reasons. And to come in here against another ranked team and to have another 3-touchdown plus win over an SEC team to become bowl eligible as well, to get, thank you very much, to become the first South Carolina team in, I think, since 2011 to win 3 SEC road games is a huge accomplishment. Just really, really happy for our guys to, come in here. I think everyone thought there'd be a letdown coming off last week, and for our guys to come in here and, know that it's going to be a tough, gritty, hard game just because of the way Vanderbilt plays football is really satisfying for us as a football team. Like the way that we responded to adversity, whether it be the defense when Vanderbilt was in field position or was in scoring position. I think they had 3+ drives, maybe inside the 35-yard line or 40-yard line, and got no points out of it or something like that. We did a really good job. Anytime the offense needed to respond, they did, whether it be the beginning of the game, whether it be the first drive of the second half, whether it be after Vanderbilt scored, we went right back down the field on them. And that's the mark of a really good team, which we are. The people that do the rankings don't think we're worth a crap, and that's fine. Keep crapping on us. That's the way we like it as well. Don't rank us this week. We're good where we are. We just like to just lay low and work really, really hard and come out and have fun on Saturdays as well. I promised Sir Big Spur I would do this. I'm disappointed that Sir Big Spur's not here. I think it's ridiculous that this is the only place apparently in the SEC that doesn't allow live mascots in the stadium, and that's what makes this league special, is the fact that LSU can have a freaking tiger at their stadium tonight, but we can't bring Sir Big Spur. So Sir Big Spur came over and gave us a send-off before we left the facility yesterday, and I told them I would say hello to Sir Big Spur in the press conference, so we miss you guys. Come on, Vandy, do better. I saw the guy from SEC Shorts was here. Hopefully, I'm a big fan of SEC Shorts. Monday is the longest work day of the week for us, and I look forward to when it comes out on Monday mornings because it gives me about a 5-minute break to watch it, so hopefully we gave them some great content as well. Love what they do, for sure, and then just really happy for our team. I told him in the hotel before we came over. I told him last night that Ryan Suckup came and spoke to our team last night and did an awesome job, and he talked about how much fun as a former player it is to watch our guys play just because of the togetherness they have, the love they have for one another, that it's evident on tape, and it is. We got a special group of guys, and that's what I'm so excited about. I mean, it sucked last year not going to a bowl game, and one of the biggest reasons is obviously we're 5-7, but not having another month with that team because that team was so much fun to coach. So I just told them in the locker room it's so awesome that we get at least another month together as a football team after the end of the regular season. We got a lot more to accomplish in these next 3 games. Our final SEC home game of the year, our final SEC game of the year next week back in Williams-Brice. But awesome night tonight, and thanks to our fans. I mean, it sounded like Williams-Brice Stadium in there at times tonight for it to be a sold-out crowd here at Vanderbilt. But the most noise was made by the Carolina fans throughout the night. They're the best fans in the world, and grateful for them. Questions? Yeah, kudos to our guys to be able to step up, and obviously we knew that was an issue last year, David, just a lack of depth on the defensive line, and we knew we needed to get more depth, and we did. Jules wasn't here tonight, but Kel came in, and those guys rotated in and out, and then we were able to rotate a lot of edge players as well. Kudos to Peyton Williams coming in and playing. I mean, it's the first time we come off the field from pregame warmups and Clint, the trainer, tells me that DQ's out. I'm like, DQ's out? I'm like, how's DQ out? And he obviously aggravated something in pregame warmups and wasn't able to go, which is disappointing. But kudos to Peyton Williams being able to come in and play like he did and really play well.
Shane, this is 2 years ago, you came to Vanderbilt, got your 6th win, became bowl eligible. Is it more special tonight coming back here and becoming bowl eligible again?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. We got bowl eligible, and then we went down and embarrassed ourselves in Gainesville 7 days later. So hopefully that's not the same thing. But it was really cool. So many similarities. Rainy night, rainy forecast 2 years ago, and then it never really did much during the game. And back and forth game a couple years ago, and that was a special night to get bowl eligible as well. Sorry, looking at some of these scores. Well, it was really special to come in here and get bowl eligible 2 years ago, but I'd say it's extra special tonight, Jack, just coming off the season that we had last year, and very few people thought we would, I saw a lot of those preseason projections, and it certainly didn't have us winning 6 games this season, and having 6 wins with 3 games to go. So proud of our guys, but just so happy for them, for Sean, Tonka, Boogie, Luke, on and on and on for those guys to be able to be bowl eligible and another win over a nationally ranked team. Really proud of them.
Yep. With Tree coming in for Josiah, I guess first, how's Josiah? And I guess Rocket popped a couple of those big runs.
Yeah. It was good to see Tree. Excuse me. It was good to see Tree come in and do what he did in a tough situation. I hope Josiah's okay. A little bit of a lower body issue. He tried to go in the second half, but just didn't feel like he could push off and do what he needed to do. But I don't think it's anything serious. I hope not. But, Tree's played a lot of football around here and has been working really, really hard to be ready to play when his number was called upon. So thought he did a really good job tonight. And then, yes, Rocket popped a couple of those runs. That was huge. And then the screen, we knew we needed. That was one thing during the bye week, is that we knew we needed to get better at our screen game as well, with pass rushers against us, and with some of the pressure we had given up, we needed to become a better screen team, and we worked really hard at that. And it was good to see us finally pop one tonight. We were close on a couple last week against A&M, so that was really good to be able to do that tonight.
I know during the week you mentioned wanting to limit their time of possession because they pulled onto the ball a ton. And I believe at some point during the third quarter, I think their average third down distance was like 3rd and 8. So what did you guys do very well on those first 2 downs to make it to where Vanderbilt didn't have a ton of 3rd and shorts and be able to smother the clock out?
Yeah, just try and be disruptive. They make it really, really tough. Obviously, they run the ball well. The quarterback's a weapon. They do so much offensively just from a personnel grouping standpoint. Y'all saw it. They're just rolling personnel groupings in and out, and they present you more personnel groupings than any team in this league, and then more formations than really any team in this league. So it's a lot, and I thought Clayton did a great job of just being tuned in to what personnel grouping was on the field, who was out there as well, and just trying to be as disruptive as possible on first down, whether it be up front with some movement or pressures or whatever it might be. And then just, like I said, being able to affect the quarterback. And we were able to do that.
You guys were 9 of 12 on 3rd downs tonight. Part of the same thing the other way, you guys had a lot of 3rd and shorts. What were you seeing on 3rd downs, and how big were those just to kind of get some of those drives over the finish line in the second half?
Yeah, I didn't realize that. 9 of 12, geez. Knew we had to be. With this team, they were leading the SEC in time of possession. I think they were averaging like 32 minutes of possession coming into this game. So we talked about it, that we need to stay on the field. And on Wednesday in practice when we did 3rd down, we talked about it. This is going to be critical. Like, we can't be putting these guys back on the field because, the way they play ball, if you're not converting on 3rd down, then your defense is out there a lot. The offense on the Vanderbilt's offense is running clock down. And next thing you know, it's the 4th quarter, and you've played 40 plays, and it's 10-10, and that was really good. But to get to those 3rd down situations, we had to be productive on first down, and I thought it was just a lot of great individual plays, whether it be Rocket, whether it be Lenoris, again, kind of the same sort as last week, Allen, just great players making individual efforts as well.
Do you feel like you guys are hitting your peak right now, or how were you able to get this team to where it's like almost playing its best football at the end of the season?
Yeah, we just continue to get better, and that's what we've done last season. And I think back to, last year, and this is not a shot at you, Jordan. I like you a lot, but your paper sometimes is a doozy. And last year when we played Vanderbilt, y'all wrote one of the most ridiculous articles I've ever read in the history of journalism, where you had the Clemson beat writer write an article about how far South Carolina's program had fallen in 2023 because we weren't favored by more against Vanderbilt. That might have been one of the most embarrassing pieces of journalism I've ever read, to say this team has fallen as a program in 2023 because they're not favored by more against Vanderbilt. That in 2022 they were favored by this much against Vanderbilt, but in 2023 they're not. So all of a sudden they've fallen as a program. I mean, that's just some Bush League stuff right there by that guy. Nothing against you. So we hadn't fallen as a program. We were dealing with some injuries last season. And Vanderbilt, I got news for you, is a pretty good football team, as we saw tonight as well. So to answer your question, as far as this, we're just a team that just continues to get better. D Knight told me coming off the field, we're just getting started. And I believe that. You know, this is a group that's very hungry. This is a group that has high expectations. Once again, there's going to be a lot of things tonight from this tape that we got to look at and get better in all three phases. But really proud of the guys to be able to come on the road, and we got to get guys healthy. Obviously, we were like a mash unit tonight. I felt like Clint Haggard came up to me more tonight than ever in my time here about so-and-so's down, so-and-so's down, so-and-so's back up, so-and-so's back up, and that was on and on and on. So we got to get healthy without a doubt. But, you know, proud of the way that we've came for a program that had fallen apparently so hard a year ago when we played Vanderbilt. You know, we got a lot of work to do. We've made a lot of progress since then apparently. And again, I like you, Jordan, but that's just ridiculous.
Don't yell at me. I got
Phil, when have I ever gotten on you, man?
I got two quick ones for you. Just your thoughts on the way Sellers, how solid he was in the passing game tonight, and then on the back end, your secondary, your defense, 8 passes broken up, no penalties on the defense.
Yeah, that was good. You said Sellers first?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made, like last week, some great individual efforts where there's pressure, and then all of a sudden he's scrambling out of the pocket. Dow mentioned one time on the headphones that maybe we should just call a play where we just allow pass rush to get there and just let him run around and make a play, because it's worked out pretty good for us as well. But Lenore's did a really good job of managing everything, and I think at halftime, I don't know what he finished, but I know at halftime he was really, really good from a statistics standpoint, 9 of 14 or something like that, I believe, at halftime, and we're fairly good from a turnover standpoint. I know that he had the one that came out, but he's just a player, and continues to get better each and every week, and then defensively, really good job by those guys. I mean, the quarterbacks they got good receivers. You know, your guy, I didn't think they were last year, but they got good receivers. And this year they really do. 3's a really good player. 0's a really good player. 9 is a weapon at tight end. And they're tough because of Pavia, the way he's able to scramble, then throw the ball downfield. Our guys had to be very disciplined, and they were going to have to make some competitive plays tonight, and they did on defense. But we did on offense as well. You know, you talk about some of the catches that Nick Harbor had as well, where it's a competitive catch and he's got to make a play. And Josh Simon on the touchdown. You know, we won the competitive play battle from a pass game standpoint.
John.
The first drive of the second half, Lenore's escape sack right down by your end zone, and then hits Jared Brown for 51. Was that a big play, big turning point maybe in
Yeah.
the game, just to provide y'all some breathing room with Rocky going 33 the next one?
Huge. That's when it was 7-0, right? Yeah, huge. Just guys making a play. Didn't like the pressure we gave up for sure, but really good job by those two guys making a play. We worked the scramble drill a lot. The off week that we worked it during the off week, and then when we came, I didn't think it was good enough. And then when we came back from the off week, the Sunday before A&M, we did it again, just because of situations like that. And there's a plan. Guys got to go certain places when he scrambles, and those two guys being able to connect and make a play was really, really big, without a doubt. And kudos to them. But yes, absolutely. One, just to get us flip the field position, where if we don't finish the drive, we're at least punting, and we're pinning them back in there as well, which Kai did a great job punting tonight too, by the way. But then to finish that drive with a touchdown, that was huge, because points in this game are critical against these guys, just because of the way they play football and how they can shorten the game, I should say.
Touched on Demetrius Knight earlier. He's been everywhere these past couple of weeks. How have you seen him grow into arguably the focal point of this defense?
Yeah, he's just a relentless competitor, sideline to sideline. The way the guys respect him. He spoke in our team meeting last night and wowed the guys, as he always does. And he's just a really good football player, and I'm so happy for him. I mean, he's a guy that, you know, continues to impress teams at the next level as well. And you know, I'm happy for him. We got a bunch of really, really good young men in our program, but he's right at the top, everything he stands for and the kind of person he is as well, and just a great player. Jordan?
What's the difference between Rocket Sanders now and Rocket Sanders from a month ago?
I would hope, you know, not that he was ever unhealthy, but just healthier, that his body he came off an off week and he's been able to knock some of the rust off and whatnot. Certainly we've been better around him from a offensive standpoint, and that helps. The perimeter blocking, he had to run the long run tonight. Everybody was screaming at whoever that was, JB or Nick or somebody, just get out of the way. So just Rocket could go. But for the most part, the perimeter blocking has been better. And, he just continues to gain in confidence. And he's having fun out there, too. Not that he wasn't before the season, Jordan, but he has a smile on his face and is just having fun at practice and really just has that extra gear maybe that he didn't before.
Tonka did come back in, but is that hand busted, broken, and dropped up?
I don't know. Initially, it was a shoulder. When he first went down, they told me it was a shoulder. It's kind of like the night went, David. Initially, they told me it was a shoulder, and then they came back and they said, hey, we're going to wrap his hand. I'm like, his hand? What happened to the shoulder? And they're like, the shoulder's good, but it's the hand now. I don't know. We'll find out more tomorrow, but it was a lot. I think it's okay. He seemed fine in the locker room there. Seemed fine in the locker room afterwards. So hopefully that was a physical game, and we knew it was going to be. That's just how they play. So we had to defend cut blocks tonight. We did that for the most part, but it was a physical game, and hopefully we can get healthy.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Travel safe.